Hey, it's Akay. Today is Tuesday, and we're back at it. Today, we're focusing on seeds. A few months back, I made a video of how to make a God clone. I took 100 seeds, planted them, cloned them, ran it through the process of Rust Breeder, and showed the world how to make a God clone. Some of the feedback I got was, it's unrealistic to generate 100 seeds for a God clone. It would take you forever running around the map getting 100 seeds. Well, there's different ways to do it, and that's what I'm here to talk about today. If we go to the map, you'll see green areas around the map like this, little green patches. That is the area that more than likely there are going to be seeds in. So we're going to go to this area right here that's close to us. And we're on a creator map, so I'm able to teleport there. And we're going to see berries. There's a blue, red here, yellow, more red. And we're in this little green section here. Right? So this green section extends up all the way. Here's some, here's some. You can see them all over the map. Canyon also has green around it. So it's hard to tell where there's going to be berries at and where there's not going to be berries. One tool that I use is called Rust Maps. Rust Maps is a website, rustmaps.com, that you can go to and you can interact with the map. I am currently on Rust Breeder server. Switch back over to Maps, server search, Rust Breeder. Searching for Rust Breeder, one server found, click on it. Here's my map. Now what I can do on this map is I can scroll down on the left side here, and I can use heat map function, and I can click on berries. Watch the map change. See, the red now is on the map. Now I am in this section of the map. This section right here is where I'm at. You can see there was green on the map while ago when we looked at it. Right, I referenced the canyon. There's a lot of green around the canyon, but notice there's no red. The red is the spawn area for the berries. So even though this whole section here is green, this top part has very little red in it. Just a little blurb right there. But the rest of this is not red, so there's no berry spawns. This is how I use Rust Maps to narrow down my search for berries. The jungle's the same way. There's a lot of spawns in the jungle, but it's not the entire jungle. See, like around this guard rock right here, there's no berry spawns. Let's find another section. Oh, the canyon. There's no berry spawns. We already knew there was no berry spawns over here in the desert. No berry spawns in the snow. But here's another example of a large green area with very small area of berry spawns. Right now I know I'm not going to run all the way up through here looking for berries. I'm just going to stay in this one section because that's where Rust Maps says the berry spawns are. Once I find an area that's saturated with berries, I put a bag down. That way when I die, if I die, especially at night, I could come back through here and just pick up these berries. Even if I spawn here naked, my base is very close. See, right here. I can just spawn here anytime and every time I die, run through here day or night with a torch and pick up berries, pick up mushrooms, even run down the side of this river and pick up food. Unless I'm running right back out to the reason that I died, that's typically what I do. Another method I use of gathering seeds is I take any sort of plant that I'm able to get and I plant it and I let it grow. So here's an example of a 1Y1G terrible genes, and I let it grow through the ripe stage and it gives me 3 berries. This setup is the same as a 2x2. Each one of these planters is generating 27 berries. That's 108 berries out of those 4 planters. So what you do is you pick those and then you can eat them. And that's going to give me more seeds that I can then replant and clone to work towards the God clone. Even if you have unfavorable genes, they still generate berries that you can in turn change into seeds. Whenever I build on a river, I always run around picking the free food. Hemp, whatever it is. Pumpkins, corn. I just run this coast and I'm never hungry. But something I choose to do with my leftovers is I throw them in a vending machine. So here's an example. I've got some stone, some corn, some wheat, some pumpkins in a vending machine, right? So you know early on players are going to need to feed their horses and themselves. So I'll throw them in the vending machine and I will sell them right here. I'll sell stone for seeds, pumpkins for seeds. Basically, I'm looking to generate more seeds because it takes a lot of time to run around and find these seeds. Everybody on the map is picking hemp. So there are going to be lots of hemp seeds laying around. The reason I use seeds instead of berries is because people pick the berries, they immediately eat the berries, and then it changes into seeds. So expecting every player or most players to save those is just unrealistic because they're wanting the food. Something else I do as I'm doing this is I go in the game chat and I advertise it. I tell them, I'm buying seeds. Don't drop your seeds. Check whatever grid that I'm at. And typically, I get quite a few sales. So this is another way I used to get seeds. The last way I used to get seeds is just basically talk to your neighbors. I tell the neighbors I'm building a farm. If you have any leftover seeds or seeds you're not going to use, please give them to me. I can hook you up with some teas as soon as I get them ready. I can give you some pumpkins, some simple things that we can do in trade. A lot of times if I tell them I'm building a farm and I'll hook them up with some teas, they're happy with that and then we move forward. Let me know what you do. This is probably the most common way for me.